Here's a song that's a lot of fun to play on a single acoustic guitar. For a lot of the chords there are going to be options for sort of open chords down here, but also bar chords. I'm going to stick mainly to bar chords. And there are 3 or 4 distinct sections, but let's look at the strumming style first of all. For the beginning certainly, which is a chord of A minor, I'm going to want to play this as a bar chord. I could play it down here, but the original has this very detached style, which is a little bit tricky to create down here. I could use the heel of my palm of my strumming hand like this, but the advantage of using a bar chord is that I can then just release the bar and that automatically creates a detached sound. So for a bar of A minor, I'd have this. So the intro is an alternating series of A minor and then another chord. Now on the original it's an A minor with a B at the top, so that's A minor 9 or A minor add 9, and then there's an E in the bass. And you could probably work out the whole of that, but I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to play my A minor, then I'm going to take my little finger and add it to the 7th fret of the top string. And that difference on the top string, that's really what I'm aiming for. Alternatively, you could, if you want to stick to these chords down here, instead of playing this A minor 9 over E, you could just go to an E minor chord. That's going to work pretty much as well. But this is a little bit more authentic. So I've got my A minor. Then I'm going to put my little finger up here for my A minor add 9. Okay, that's the whole of the intro, and that sets us up for the verse, which continues in exactly the same fashion. I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. And that chord is a G. Again, you could play that as a standard open chord, but I'm going to play it here. G. And then I'm going to move to a C chord, which again I'm going to play as a bar chord. This time it's an A shape on the 3rd fret. So G is an E shape and C as an A shape. And I'm actually going to let my bottom string ring out because it's a C with G in the bass. And then I'm going to get back to G. So it's G, C over G, and back to G. Okay, so the whole of those first 4 bars with the G stuff attached. I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. Okay, and I'm using my hand to do a little bit of muting. I'm accenting with some up strums and so on and creating a bit more of a authentic rhythmic strumming style. As we go back into the A minor-y stuff, we actually transition via G sharp minor back into it. So after the G stuff, and back in. Okay, so that's the whole of the verse, the A minor-y bits, the G stuff, and then again A minor-y bits and the G stuff. Let's have the whole of that. I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. I never thought I'd feel this way, the way I feel about you. And then we're into the bridge. There's a transitioning section here. There's a C and a D chord that I'll come back to and add in once we've looked at the bridge, because it'll make a bit more sense then. Now for the bridge, we've got 8 bars, and again I'm going to play these as bar chords. The first 4 bars are E minor. I'm playing an A minor shape up on the 7th fret. Then A7, I'm playing an E7 shape barred at the 5th fret. D minor 7, which is an A minor 7 shape barred at the 5th fret, and then E7, which you could play a couple of different ways. You could play an A7 barred at the 7th fret, an A7 shape that is obviously, or all the way down here. Or, this is a nice alternative, play a C7 but moved up until the first finger's on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. That's an E7 and you can include the open strings there. So, altogether, E minor. As soon as I, A7, wake up every, D minor 7, night, every day, da da da. And then we have 3 bars of A minor with a descending bass line, and it's exactly like if you've seen my video on Elton John's Your Song. We have A minor, and then A minor over G, so I'm bringing my little finger down onto the 3rd fret of the bottom string, and then we need a note on the 2nd fret of the bottom string, which is hard to finger that way, so I'm just going to re-finger that. So now I've got an A minor with an F sharp played now with a 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the bottom string. I know it's you I need to take the blues away, and I've got D7 to finish that off, and then we're into the chorus. That D7, by the way, you could play it this way, the standard way, or you could, like the E7 we played a moment ago, I could play D7 here, which I might do that. So, I know it's you I need to take the blues away, da da dee da da. And because we're playing these A minors as open chord shapes, by which I mean that we're using open strings, I do have to, if I want to keep that kind of detached feel, I've got to use my right hand here. I know it's you I need to take the blues away, da da dee da da da. And finally we're into the chorus. Now the chorus is a 3-bar block that repeats twice, and then there's another bit. And it happens like this. We get a bar of G, again I'm going to play bar chords. It must be, and then B minor for a bar, love, love, and then C, which I'm going to play as this A-type bar chord. For the A-type bar chord, of course, you could use 3 separate fingers, or you could just lay your finger down. That's more of an electric guitar technique, I guess, but it's a bit more straightforward this way, because the next chord is a D up here, and so I can slide like that. It must be love, love, love. Okay. Now, in fact, we've got a bar of G, bar of B minor, and then we get 2.5 beats of the C. 2, 3, and. So on 3 and, we move to the D. It must be love, love, love. And again. It must be love, love, love. Okay. And then there's a final section. There's a bar of C and a bar of D, and then a final chord, which is E minor, or we might look at an alternative for that. But the bar of C and the bar of D are both only 3 beats long. So, nothing more, nothing less. And then the final chord. The final chord is really E minor, but there's a bit of a C going on in there as well. So you could play C with E in the bass there, if that suits you. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best. Do you really want the E in the bass? Do you really want the C-ness of that chord to come out? I think I'm just going to play an E minor, you know. You could add a C to it somehow. Maybe C over E is the thing to do, or maybe C here and let the E in the bass ring out. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to stick with that. Okay, so that's it. A minor add 9 for the intro. And then the verse carries on the same way. Then we have our G and then C over G stuff. Back to G, a sneaky G sharp minor to lead us back to the A minor E section in the next half of the verse. Back to G, and then we have C to D. Then it's the bridge. E minor, ba da da, A7, ba da da, D minor 7, ba da da, E7, however you want to play it. And then our A minors. Da 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 da, D7, da da dee da da, and finally the chorus. Ba do da da ba dum da da, ba da ba ba dum ba da, And rather than counting like crazy and trying to get half bars in and 3 beat bars and stuff, maybe just take a listen to the original and have that in mind as you're playing. That's going to make it easier than counting manically. All right, so let's play the whole thing through. In fact, intro, first verse, bridge, chorus, and then we'll be done. The original outro is just the 4 chord sequence at the beginning of the chorus repeated several times to fade out. It must be love, love, love. And then it just fades out like that. But I'm going to finish on my C over E thing. All right, wish me luck. I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. And I never thought I'd feel this way, the way I feel about you. By the light up, as I wake up every night, every day, da, 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 da. I know it's you I need to take the blues away. Ba da dee da dee dum. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best, which is true. And that's it.